Who forgot to pay the heating bill? It is freezing out here. We've had a very hot and warm summer. We literally went from the air conditioner, and then 2 days later we're running the furnace in the house. Cold. So I am back from the Paul Bunyan show, and there are some things I want to share with you. I am going on a delivery right now. I got my truck loaded. This is the last load of hickory that's going out to a restaurant. I don't deal with a lot of hickory, and while it is an intoxicating smell, I love it. I don't like messing with hickory though. There's like some kind of a bug that chews into it, and you'll pick up a stick and there'll be a pile of sawdust underneath it. And well, when it rains, it turns into paste, like right here. And it's just gross. I don't know. But, wow, you cannot beat the smell of this stuff. It is just awesome. So I'm loaded up. I'm going to take you guys along with me, and I want to talk about the Paul Bunyan. I got some things that I want to show you. While I was there, there's all these really cool machines, and there were some machines that I'd never heard of, and I was wanting to bring them to you. But then when I got to talking with them, it was like there were already 10 other YouTube channels that were there. I don't want to just, add to redundancy. So I will just share with you what was on my mind while I was down there, and I had a really nice time. There was a ton of people that came out to see me at the Japa tent, as well as the other YouTube channels that were there. That was cool. And I will be making another appearance this weekend in Hartville, Ohio, at the world famous Hartville Hardware. If you've never been to this place, it is a destination location. You need to go see it. It is really, really cool. But these are a Japa dealer, and it's just kind of up here in Northeast Ohio. But enough jibber jabber from me. I got to get the truck on the road, and let's get this wood delivered. Here we go. And I am here. This is the hickory load. So here's what I'm saying, guys. Look what hickory does. Well, look what the bugs do to hickory, they chew into this, and it just makes that sawdust. It's just unsightly, and I was told that they do not harm your house. They don't harm any other kind of wood. They just like to chew into hickory, and you will never see them. So that's what I'm looking at. For instance, here's the woodshed. There's no sign of any other type of abuse or anything to the wood in the woodshed. They just like to chew on the hickory. So I must get this unloaded, and we'll get this put into the woodshed, and we'll head on down the road. Here's some of the challenges, and I wouldn't even say that this is a challenge. I have accepted the fact that I'm self-employed, I'm a sole proprietor, and I do what I can, and I'm good with it. Okay, so I had people over for a cookout, like Andrew Easton, some industry people. So I took Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday off for Paul Bunyan stuff, right? Sunday, I'm back at it, and now the week has started, and here I am now getting back onto my deliveries. If I'm at the Paul Bunyan show, I'm not delivering wood. And if I'm making firewood, I'm not delivering it. And if I'm delivering firewood, I'm not making it. I can't do everything. And we talk about hiring people. That day may come. But for now, that's what I have. And you do get that antsy feeling when you think, oh my gosh, I got to be back at the yard making wood. But, you just got to deal with it because you can't. I'm out delivering. And especially this time of year, and that's the irony, is the weather is so nice right now to do firewood because you don't sweat and get dizzy. But it's delivery time. So the majority of my time now is dedicated to delivering firewood. Making progress on this stacking job, guys. But that's not to say that I did not meet a lot of people at the Paul Bunyan show. Yes, the machines are awesome, but guys, the people, and there was a bunch of them. That place was packed, man. And I was at the Japa booth from 12 to 2, and there was a line. It was flattering, it was. And a lot of people too, I've met before at a previous Paul Bunyan. A number of them came to my open house back in the spring. It was just nice to see everyone there. There's a lot of YouTube channels around, and it was just a fun time. And I thought about like showing all the machines and stuff, but I know that's like, there are a lot of videos out there. You can see everything, you know, and I would see like a new machine and they would say, you know, there had been like 10 other people there videotaping. So I didn't want to be redundant for you guys, but I had met a few people that I wanted to share with you that I found to be very interesting. One of them that you have met before, her name is Melissa Nei. I interviewed her for a few minutes, and look what Firewood has done to her business. She started off small, and now she is like the first lady of Firewood. She is. She has created the brands, the literature for firewood companies, over 50 of them nationwide and in Canada too. All right. So here's the video with Melissa, and then I'll see you on the other side of it. All right. I am standing with the first lady of Firewood, Melissa Nei. Melissa has done the branding for Ohio Wood Burner, but on top of that, you have now surpassed probably 50 firewood companies across the United States and Canada that you have done the labeling, or the branding, the websites, the bundle tags.
Yeah.
You have really hit it big, and now you're down here at the Paul Bunyan show. What do you think of the Paul Bunyan?
It's a whole lot bigger than I anticipated, and it's great seeing everybody out here and all the machinery, the equipment working. It's great.
You're probably going to wind up running into some of your work down here, don't you think?
I'm sure I will.
Yeah, there are a lot of firewood businesses down here, and I'm here at the Japa tent, and Melissa has stopped by. So where are you going to go on from here now?
I'm not sure. We're going to wander around, check out some of the equipment, and then probably head to a food line.
Yeah, let's get some food if you want to go stand in line. All right, well, Melissa, have a
great day.
Great day. So I think Melissa is A1. I am going to put a link to her website. Well, it's always in all of my descriptions, but I'm going to put this one at the top. And she does other things too, you know, not just anything from the firewood industry or timber or tree service. She does everything. She's dynamite. She's the one that made my logo and all my literature that I use to give to restaurants. You know, that one cut sheet she made me has, I should calculate how much money that one sheet of paper has made me, because that's what I hand to the customer when I'm, you know, approaching them for a sale. So I really do hope that you enjoyed that part with Melissa. And if you have been following this channel, and if you have been following the podcast, you have probably heard me saying and defending the younger generation, because I think they get a bad rap. Quite honestly, every younger generation gets a bad rap. Everyone always badmouths the younger generation. My parents badmouth mine, their parents badmouth theirs, and now you hear a lot of people that just say that this younger generation's no good, and I just completely disagree. I had met a young man, and he very much impressed me. And I had him come back later in the day when you know, there wasn't as much people around. And I just wanted to interview him and get to know him and get to bring him to you and see what I see with the younger generation. This guy is on it. And I just wish I had half of his drive, his vision at that age than I did. You know, otherwise, it wouldn't have taken me so long to figure out my own path in life as an over 50 entrepreneur, of course. All right, so I want you to meet Evan. He's from Michigan, and I'm serious. Keep an eye on this guy, because you're going to be hearing about him one day. All right, who are you?
My name's Evan Coff, and I'm from Michigan, the thumb of Michigan, in Forestville.
The thumb of Michigan.
Thumb of Michigan.
All right, we're having a nice day up in Michigan. So, Evan, what are you doing down here at the Paul Bunyan show?
Well, I seen you came down here last year, and it looked like a lot of fun, and I decided, I'm like, you know what, I'm going to come down here, see all my firewood people, and see if there's any good machines out here. Maybe I'll purchase in the near future.
Oh, wow. Now, why do you need a firewood machine, Evan?
So about 12 years, about when I turned 12 years old, probably about 5-6 years ago, I started a firewood business. We had a sawmill.
It's awesome.
And we had all the slab wood, so we decided to make bundles for it. And my dad made a bundle wrapper, and I started selling them, and it's been growing since, and I've started to get my name in some local stores and stuff. So
you have a firewood business.
Yep.
Now, how old are you?
17 years old.
And you're still in high school.
Yep.
And you are selling firewood, and you're selling bundles?
Yep, I sell bundles and some bulk firewood.
You sell
too.
bulk. How do you deliver your bulk?
Mainly face cord, like face cord increments.
What do you got, a truck or trailer?
Yep, I've got a truck and a dump trailer.
All right. What are you using to advertise? Do you have a website?
Yep, I have a website,
There you go,
Facebook, word of mouth,
Yeah.
a lot. So I'll get a customer and they'll spread the word. And
Yeah, the website's their home run.
Yep.
And the social media and
Yep,
all, heck
yep.
yeah. You
Website was a big hit.
Are you ever going to start a YouTube channel?
I posted a couple videos a couple years ago, but it's been a while, and I've thought about maybe posting a couple more would be kind of cool. So
All right, well, you're pretty photogenic. You're very well spoken. And you know, there's already too many of these guys in the firewood YouTube world. You probably would never be successful at it.
I think I could.
I think the sky is the limits for you,
yeah.
Evan. So I met Evan earlier, and I said if he's around, you know, to stop back, I'd like to talk with him. He's very impressive. And this is what I talk about. You know, people badmouth. So this has been going on for every generation. Everyone badmouths the younger generation. But, you know, I see guys like Evan who are hungry, who are motivated, they have a plan, and they're executing it. And they're choosing firewood, an industry near and dear to me.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And that's what I bet you're looking around at all these really neat machines,
yeah,
and
it's
you're
impressive.
You're making it gonna develop. It's gonna be part of your plan, huh?
Yep.
All right. Well, Evan, it was real nice getting to talk
nice
to you,
to meet
and
you too.
please stay in touch. I want to know
Absolutely.
your progress. All right. Have a great day. So, what do you think of Evan? Huh? Sharp. So that's what I see when I look at the younger generation. These people, these young people, are more worldly than us. They have more resources than us, and they have a lot more examples of what to do and what not to do. Okay, so the reality is they have grown up in a different world than what we did. So why should they be exactly like us? But that's what I see. It makes me think of my favorite quote from To Kill a Mockingbird. People generally see what they're looking for and hear what they're listening for. So I guess it's just the way you train your eye. If you're looking for lazy, rude kids, you'll find them. But if you're looking for hardworking, straight up, industrious, disciplined, motivated young people, you'll find them as well. Every generation's the same in that aspect. And just like that, we are done. Woodshed is full. They got their hickory. This is not a high volume account, so I'm not out here all the time, probably twice a year. But I am all out of hickory now. Hickory has been a interesting wood for me. I don't get a lot of it. It usually comes in as just like 1 or 2 logs on a triaxle. I was once offered an entire triaxle of hickory and I turned it down. I just don't sell that much of it. And I really just gauge that too on how many calls I get for hickory. I just don't get a lot of calls on it. I have this account and one other who I haven't heard from yet this year, but I got some bad news for him. You know, that this is it. I don't have any more hickory. And I just don't sell a lot of it, and it's okay by me. It's not like I can't sell my other stuff. Okay, so this delivery is done. There is one other thing I want to show you, and I got to get in the truck and drive down the road. And then I think you're really going to find this interesting. I'm on the Brady River Walk here in downtown Kent, Ohio. And this was named after a famous American named Captain Samuel Brady. Captain Brady was a scout. He fought in the Revolutionary War, and after the war, his family was massacred by the Indians. And because of that, Brady swore a blood oath to avenge his family, and he became a scout. He was hired by the government, and he patrolled all of these trails and paths that are out here in this part of the country. He would help set up forts. He would help defend, these pioneer forts. And he was involved in some of the most outrageous acts and feats of endurance and athleticism. You got to read about this guy. He is probably the most interesting historical figure that's never had a movie about him. Brady did a lot. One of his most famous events was he single-handedly saved Fort Lawrence, which is ironically down by Cambridge, where the Paul Bunyan show is. It's right on the right off the highway at 77. It was under siege by the Indians. It was in the winter time. No one could get in, no one could get out. They were all starving to death, and Captain Brady made a raft in the wintertime. He put a hole in it, and underneath the raft he filled it up with a bunch of branches, and he killed a number of deer. He put it on the raft and he floated it downriver. He was under the water with his head up through that hole so he could breathe. And he snuck into the fort and gave all of the meat to the people inside the fort and saved them. That's just, you know, the kind of guy this guy was. But what he is most famous for is right here, Brady's Leap. Brady was captured by the Indians, and he was being prepared to be burnt at the stake. I don't know if they were using Ohio wood burn or firewood though. Anyhow, he broke loose. I will leave out the gory details of what he did to create a diversion so that he could get away from his captors. You'll have to read about it yourself. We'll leave this out. But regardless, he got out, he got away, and he started running. So Brady was being pursued by his captors, and he came up to this chasm here at the Cuyahoga River. It's been all mined out, so it doesn't look anything like it did back then. But he had his choice of being recaptured or take a jump for it, and he jumped and he made it. And the reason that we know that this happened, the Indians were so impressed with this feat of physical ability, they named him Turkey Foot because they said that he looked like a turkey flying through the air as he jumped. They carved a turkey foot in the rock where he leapt from. And now that rock has been taken out and it's in a museum somewhere. I've never seen it, but it actually exists. But when he made it to the other side, he wasn't done yet because they were still after him. He ran and he found a lake and he dove into it. And he breathed through a reed. You've probably heard of this. He breathed through a reed underwater until nightfall. So he was in there for a while. When nighttime came, the Indians gave up on him and they left. So Brady got out. That lake is just down the road here from Kent, and that whole area is now known Brady Lake. The whole town's named after it, and that lake is called Brady Lake. They named it after him. And this is the Cuyahoga River as it flows this way towards Kent. This is flowing south to Akron. It reaches Akron and it turns around and goes north to Cleveland and goes into Lake Erie. But this is part of the topography that existed back in Brady's day. You know, again, all of these rocks were quarried out. This is also the river that caught on fire in Cleveland, up in the flats where all of the steel mills were. And Cuyahoga is an Indian term which means crooked river. Well, you're looking at it. And it just so happens that I know where the leap took place, guys. Right here. They had the plaque on here, but it keeps getting stolen. But this is the exact spot where the leap took place. And the reason they know it was because of that turkey foot that was carved into the rocks that he jumped from. I guess we can say Brady was highly motivated. And we all know that we do incredible things when the motivation is right. So they placed this American flag right above the site where Brady made his famous leap. But there you go, guys. Brady's Leap right here in Northeast Ohio. I am excited. I'm excited to bring it to you. I would have been even more so to show you the plaque commemorating it. Just like my last year's video where I brought you from Custer's birthplace, General Custer, I try to do something different. But still, to me, there's always that relationship with firewood, you know? And that has allowed me to be able to get out here and smell the roses and see the sights. All right, guys, from Brady's Leap, everyone have a great day.